Part 3 podcast.
Let's fucking go.
Stephen Malbon.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get right into it.
Put him down for the birdie, dog.
Just a bit outside.
Gang is back together.
Somebody give me a fucking putter. Hoard the putt in. I had to make it.
I got enough fucking club.
Welcome back to another episode of Part 3 Podcast. I am one of your hosts, J.R. Smith. This is my co-host, Stephen Malbon. Welcome back, guys. Let's go. What's good, Steve?
Yeah.
What's going on? Golf world is on fire right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's been months since we were in Florida, right?
Man, right. It feels like forever, dog. Feels like forever. We played the Grove, though. We was in Florida playing the Grove. We came down, me, you, Sheffield, my boy A-Rod. We had a good match. Some good times, good vibes.
Good match. He put me with A-Rod. I get put with A-Rod. Good match. So on my side, JR's side of the story, it was a good match with a big ass smile he's got right now, right? Good match. So I'll give you a little backup of how we got to this good match. So the wind was blowing 40 miles per hour sideways.
Crazy.
It was raining, freezing cold. I fly out to Florida thinking it's going to be humid, hot. I'm out there in like the craziest outfit, little short ass shorts, fucking freezing, winds blowing, rain. I'm at the Grove. This shit's already intimidating just being there at the Grove. No time to warm up. Hit 5 balls in the wind. My hat's blowing off and shit. I had to I had to go, when you left, I fucking went in and got a beanie. It was so cold. So I went the next round in the beanie. So there, we throw tees or something. I end up with this dude, A-Rod, who's a great guy, friend of Swishes and everybody. And then Gary is a monster, especially at the Grove. So we start the
Chef
matchup.
is different.
And then Chef, he just starts getting, first of all, I almost got up and down on the first hole. I hit like a 7-iron or something, shit blew mad far left. And then I hit a nice flop shot up there over some shit. I had like a 4-foot little slider. Left it on the high side, missed that, lost the first hole. Here we go. This guy's out of it. And then I played like shit. Swishes on the phone every other hole, occupied, not even paying attention, scraping little pars together, little bogeys, nothing electrifying. Fucking Gary is knocking in 10, 15 putts in the wind from everywhere and just laughing. Talking shit and laughing the entire time, pounding us. And then
Smoking a good old cigar.
Cigars firing. I'm fucking freezing. The golf carts go so fast and it was raining so hard I couldn't see out of the front window. So I kept thinking I was going to wreck the golf cart going 40 over those roller hills and shit because of all the rain. Then we fast forward. It's like fucking 15 or something. Gary knocks in another putt. Now we're down even more. And then A-Rod's like, come on, just, let's fight back. We're going to play again. We're going 36. So we're good. We're getting it back. We're getting it back. And then Swish hangs the phone up and goes a little par, birdie par, the last 3 holes. No big deal. And then they're talking, A-Rod's talking about, damn, he just woke up. He just woke up. And Swish is back. Birdie, par, birdie, the last 3 coming in. Popped us for 300. We're talking we go up to the clubhouse. All right, let's run it back. Let's run it back. Swish, I'm gonna need my 300. I gotta go. What? You gotta go? How you gonna leave? We had big hopes and aspirations to try to get it back, but it didn't work so well. And we took it.
When the lady calls, you gotta go, man. The lady calls, you gotta go, man. I got the dogs. I got so much going on. I didn't even think we were going to play 36 until A-Rod kept saying that. I'm like, okay. But again, the Grove is a 36 course. Right. If he wasn't down, he was like, man, no, don't worry about it.
See y'all in Miami.
Right. But that was a great day, though, man. And the weather was shit, though. It was raining. Again, 40-mile-an-hour winds, just tough conditions. I mean, the Grove isn't the easiest course already. The greens are flying all the time. Really, really narrow for long hitters. So, but it was a good day. I mean, I honestly can't complain. What do you think? Like, because obviously, I think other than Malto, I think this is the first time we played like somebody we had on. Mm-hmm. And when you hear people's game and you hear them talk about their game, you don't really Like he's like okay, he's solid, or he has good days, he has bad days, you know. But when I seen Chef out there in 40-mile-an-hour winds playing like that, I was just like,
That's the best I've seen him play. I played with him a couple times in Mexico. But you know, he's a athlete. He's into when the limelight's on and all that. So you know, we did a thing in Mexico where we had like Chris Spencer was doing comedy and roasting people on the par three in TPC Desante Bay, and everybody hit one by one. So Chris would fucking throw jokes and shit, and then you got to step up and hit. And Gary, out of like 50 golfers, he got closest to the pin. He went up and did his little fake bat routine and all this shit. You know, he's a showman. And then he fucking hit this little low draw. He doesn't look like he's good, but somehow that motherfucker keeps hitting it right where you're supposed to. And then he was
every
putting.
time.
Yeah, he kept telling us, this is the best I ever played. It's like, how many times you said that? He's like a hurt leg, like a fucking like a damn animal faking hurt until you get near him, and then the motherfucker bites you. You know, it's like,
Bite the
I'm
shit out
old,
you.
I can't play this. I've been playing horrible. I've been playing horrible. It's fucking par. Like, whoa, he's
Out the
getting
gate,
pops.
getting pops. He's parring out. I mean, fortunately, he picked the team, so I was happy about that. He kind of threw the team my way, so it kind of worked out.
He got eye-hand coordination. That wasn't an accident.
So let me ask you this, man, because you obviously is in the golf apparel business and just golf business in itself. Like, obviously, the world's been going crazy with this Tiger Nike situation. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's like Federer. Like, I think basically what happened with Nike is at some point, you know, I was looking at something the other day, and they paid him like, you know, 300 million for a 5-year contract. Then they hit him with another 200 million. Then they hit him with 100 million. And they keep giving him chunks of hundreds of millions of dollars. He has a long career. Some stages was with more money than others, but at some point, it's like, I'm sure they offered him like, you know, 100 mil or something, and just said like, this is your last check. Like, we love you, your legacy. You have a building built after you in Portland or in Beaverton, and you know, here's 100 mil, and just go out, you know, respectfully as together. And I think he probably is just such a he's such a competitor, and like, you know, puts himself on such a high thoughts of like what he can still do, whether it's like, I'm
Right,
still going to win tournaments, or like I could still sell more polos than anyone in the world. Like, he
right,
doesn't
right,
he believes that, you know. So I think it was probably something there, and he passed on that, and he's brewing something else up. You know, there's companies that have really, really big distribution. So I think that his legacy, you got him and Charlie, you know, footwear, apparel, you put those two together, and you build an infrastructure around him, and using Charlie for like the youth, and, you know, the Tiger for the legacy and the Hall of Fame and all that. And you put those two together with a company that has, you know, massive distribution, like a Titleist or Callaway or TaylorMade. Is very hard for me to think that he wouldn't be able to make more than 100 mil as a
right.
partner with massive distribution infrastructure and all that stuff. So it's excited. Obviously, he left. I think he probably has a bond and a relationship with Phil Knight, and like, you know, he's been there since he was like a kid, and what they did together. I was just seeing where people would post like all of the commercials he did for years,
Right,
you
right.
know, and just us like watching that growing up. And like, as long as I can remember, Nike's been, I mean, I kind of remember little photos of him with like a Titleist fucking straw hat on or some weird shit when he was in like the US
Right.
Amateur, but like quickly after that, it was
Just playing at
Nike.
Stanford.
Yeah, and he never looked back.
That's kind of how I am. I mean, well, I'm kind of torn. I mean, I hate to see Tiger leave because obviously I like when you think of golf and you think of Nike, you think of Tiger. To me, if anything, I think it hurts Nike way more than it does him because it obviously gives him way more leeway to create his own brand and legacy, and especially with Charlie, like the thing that they have going on, that connection, almost like superhuman, dude. Like you get to see one of the greatest athletes in the world be a dad, and then get to share something like this. and with his son, I don't think we really get an opportunity to see that. You know, our superheroes with their kids and actually being able to whether play with them, coach them, and like give them that knowledge. I mean, we see Braun doing it with Sierra Canyon, see Mello now with Cayenne, see different. I know David West coaches his son's AU teams and stuff like that, and it's like to see somebody at that height of a level of, I mean, just stardom. I mean, I don't think there's a continent on this planet that Tiger Woods can go, and people's not going to be like, "Oh, that's Tiger."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not even about just golf; it's just how iconic he is. And I feel like that's like a loss for Nike to an extent. Like again, he does have his own building. I mean, there's other players and other sports who have lifetime deals. So I'm just kind of weary of like, is it bad blood or is it just like, you know, it's ran its course?
I think it's like
Like we did all we could do.
like the tennis star Federer, right? He
Yeah.
basically was in the same boat where it was like, hey, you know, you're gonna get another 100 mil and we love you, and that's it. And then he declined that and he went and did a deal with like, you know, I forget who, Aloe or Uniqlo or something, where like they still have a lot of power. And like to Nike, he might not be what's gonna move the needle anymore, but like that motherfucker can sell a lot of red polos in the
No,
next
for sure.
in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just
For
think
sure.
of red polos. They're gonna
Sunday
fucking
red.
sell some polos, yeah, all day. That
100%.
Sunday red is like hard to imagine that you can't capitalize on that. And so he's just like, bro, I'm not taking 100 million and bailing. And no one talks about me anymore. Watch this. Cause he said in there's
Right.
a new chapter, and you know, he's from California, so like all those big golf companies are not all, but everyone but Ping, I think manufacturer wise, are all in Carlsbad. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's Southern California. It's not far, you know, to be able to do it. Yeah, but it's exciting, but it's also like, you know, obviously if you're a Nike golf fan, it's weird. I mean, you know, all the rumors of him leaving, and then like when we signed Jason, it was the first Nike athlete who played at the Sentry not wearing
Mm-hmm.
Nike. So Scheffler was still wearing it. You know, I don't know who else they had in there, but I know Scotty Scheffler was wearing Nike still. But then when they saw
Mm-hmm.
Jason Day come out, then the whole world was like, holy shit, what's going to happen? Like, is everyone
Right.
coming out with different stuff? So I think it was good timing, obviously, on our end, because like people were obviously talking about Jason and assigning him and things like that. But they were also talking a lot about like Tiger's leaving too. What the hell's going to happen? Who's next? What's Rory doing? What's this one doing? And it just has people to start, you know, spinning in their brain and creating a chaos, if you will, of just like, they don't know what's going to happen. Like no one knows
Right.
what's going on with Nike. And, you know, I've obviously been working with Nike for years. It's very strange to me that they like missed the like COVID boom, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
Nike. Like how's
Right.
Nike missed the additional X amount of millions of golfers who started playing golf the last 4 or 5 years ago? It's like they just had their, you know, blinders up to that, and they were focused on other things like, you
Right.
know, Travis Scott or whatever is their energy. They didn't see it being golf. And I
Right.
think that that's kind of, if they had seen that potentially, you wouldn't see what's happening right now if they had capitalized on that situation.
I know we just tapped in on a little bit, but like, well, who do you think is like the next guy from here anyway? Because obviously you got Rory. He's probably one of the highest golfer paid now with Nike, but he's not from the U.S. So what as far as like Tiger's stance goes, and who's gonna lead that new wave of young, trendy, cool? I want to play like him. I want to be like him. Like as far as a Nike guy.
I mean, I think that like when Tiger did it, obviously Tiger was like, he was like from a different planet, if you will, when he came on,
Oh, for
right?
sure.
He had a chip on his shoulder. He didn't like how people looked at his mom, his dad. They were looking at him like, yo, do you work here? Like, what are you doing here? It's
Right.
like, I'll show you what the fuck we're doing here. I'm gonna beat all you fucking cornballs.
Beat
I was
y'all
like
like a
beat
drum.
everybody. Yeah, the intensity of like being up, like winning by like being like 10 ahead on Saturday and going to the range for 2-3 hours, and then the next day, like I could fucking lap these motherfuckers. Like I'm gonna beat them
Right.
as bad as I can possibly beat them. So in that sense, I don't think there's been anyone that was as dominant, obviously, and then the fact that he, didn't look like everybody at a country club looked like. So I think in order for that all to happen again, you would have to have a motherfucker, somebody from Jupiter arrive, not Florida. I'm talking about outer space, alien, fucking holy shit.
Right.
There's aliens and one of them's really good at golf. And then like that will work. But I can't
Yeah.
imagine a player filling those shoes. You know what I mean?
No,
It's like
100%. I mean,
Michael Jordan. It's like
right.
Kobe
I
did
mean,
a
I don't
lot.
expect the shoes to be filled. I'm just saying, like, as far as like, 'cause obviously we have a Tony Finau. We got Brooks, who's coming out with his own shoe with Nike. Scheffler, we got, what's the other guy? Well, Fleetwood's, overseas too. But you have guys and they have if anything, they definitely have the reach, as far as Nike. But again, I think there's a lot goes to what you said, is finding that person who's from outer space and trying to make it like, and I don't even think that Nike can make them cool. I think they have to be able to
Yeah.
sell themselves enough to where Nike, or not even Nike, just the younger generation is following.
I mean, obviously, like Min Woo is sick. Min Woo Lee is sick. He's a homie, and he's super fun and exciting. And what he's doing for golf it's really, really good as like an Australian Korean dude. But like he signed last week or this week with Lululemon. So like
Mm,
Min Woo had a chance to be something like very special when it comes to like fashion and how he's dressing, and he's rocking off white and he's wearing this, he's wearing the, when I met him in at the Masters at the WME event, him and his wife, him and his girlfriend were wearing matching Valentine's Day dunks. And I was just
mm,
thinking like just some little shit like that's really cool because like
right.
damn, they both got the rare Nikes and they're wearing them matching at a WME party at the Masters in Augusta. It's like golfers don't do that.
No,
And
no,
so
they come through with the wingtips and
yeah, and even at the
the little
party,
loafers.
they're wearing like loafers. Like at the little house party, he's in like a t-shirt and dunks and sweatpants. Like fuck it, I'm in Woo. I'm at the Masters event. Like, he's not wearing
Right,
a blue coat and khakis just because that's what the golf industry wears. But
right,
Min
right.
Woo is gone. I saw Xander. He
Left Adidas,
switched
right?
to he left Adidas and went to Descent, old ski
Mm,
brand. I love Descent, and the Descent Japan is like insanely good products and their whole brand and retail experience, etc. I think it's owned by Immer Sports, that's like a part of Anta, Anta,
hmm.
that Chinese brand.
Yeah.
So I think Descent doing that's a pretty big deal. I think that first week or two into the season, those are the main three people who switched kits. You got Jason went to Malbon, Min Woo went to Lululemon, which Lululemon, that's an interesting play for him. Obviously they got plenty of money. He's probably
Right.
the only one that they're gonna, story tell around, talk about, and he probably a very financially enticing deal that he got with Lulu. And then Xander
Mm,
going to Descent is kind of random. I saw him with like the Descent polo and that hat everyone was wearing in Hawaii, that Callaway hat, shit looked like Waffle House or something. You saw that, Arrow? It's just like a
I
red,
seen it.
yeah, I didn't know what it was, but it's definitely interesting. And Jason was funny. He said he hit me after the first day, and he said he went on the driving range at the Sentry, and so it's only like whoever's there won last year, right? So you
Mm,
already know everyone who's there if you're a golfer or a caddy. And he said he pulled up and went all the way left on the range, the most furthest left spot on the range. And he said he was fucking just started hitting balls like per usual. But since he wasn't in Nike head to toe, no one knew who he was. And so he said they were side-eyeing him the whole time. The caddies and the players are like, who the fuck is that? And he shaved his beard, right? So he had like He went from a bearded Nike guy to no shaved and wearing like whatever we had him in. And he said that no one knew who the fuck he was, and they were all staring at him, making it very obvious. And he said he loved it. He was just like going with it. Like he wasn't saying like, "Hey, dude, it's me, Jason. You know, it's me, mate." Like he wasn't going that route.
Right.
He was just fucking hitting balls, like grinding, hitting balls. And he said after like, 30, 45 minutes, they figured out it was him. And then they all started fucking with him, and they were like, "Dude, we thought you fucking snuck in. We thought you were like some young fucking teenager. Like you were a teenager that snuck on the range and was just out here hitting balls with us." Cause like he switched his bag from NetJets to to DeWalt fucking drill company or something, the tool thing. And then he's wearing our shit. The silhouette's different. The materials are different. They were like, "That's a fucking trespasser." Like they were on him. All the caddies were all talking. Who the fuck is that down there?
That's a Monday qualifier guy.
Yeah, they thought it was like a wild fan that just snuck on, and he said he was just going with it. Like he knew that was all happening, but he would just keep his head down and keep hitting fucking 7-irons.
That's dope. That's dope. So congrats on signing Jason. He's a longtime friend of mine. He's a great dude. Him and his wife are amazing. Kids are beautiful. How did that like strike? What was your process in picking, Jason or any professional golfer and like getting somebody in on a PGA? Because you got a bunch of LPGA girls, I believe, right?
Yeah, we've done it more there for sure, but that came from like Tony and Cameron Champ's manager. And speaking about Tony and Cameron, who I've been friends with for a long time, both of those two people, and checking the temperature on like what's going on with Nike, what's up with Tony, what's up with Cameron, and they're like, "Yo, we're locked in, but like you should talk to Jason." And I'm like, "Jason Day? Damn, really?" Like, I don't know if he's fucking with us because this motherfucker dresses fitness. Like he dresses like Nike dry fit, like performance guy. And like, I can't imagine going from that look to like letting, Luke on my team dress him. Right? Like,
Right.
I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know.
Shout out to Luke, man. Luke is the dude, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
If y'all getting packages and it is from Malbon, Luke is sending them out. So y'all better thank Luke, man.
Exactly. Luke Gardner. I'll tell you a quick Luke story. So we're out of the PGA in Palm Springs for the AMX, and we finally get our first PGA Tour passes. It's like a season-long pass. We can go to the clubhouse, the locker room, the practice area, and the media. So we had to send in a photo. We get our little joints. Everybody's excited today. After this, I'm gonna go over to walk the fairways with Jason and get out there on the driving range and all that shit. And fucking Luke was supposed to pick me up at 1:00 in LA to drive out here yesterday. So I'm at the office. I'm waiting on Luke. He hits me. "Yo, I'm running behind. I'll be about an hour late." I said, "Oh, that's all good. You let me know." I walk out. My boy got fucking Easter egg pink hair. He's late because he is dyeing. He's dyeing his hair pink. I'm like, "Look, we're gonna lose the pass, bro. They're already on us. They're already looking at us crazy as fuck when I'm walking on the driving range at the tour, and now you go fucking high school dropout. Yeah, the grease fucking. He's out here looking.
You go punk rocker.
Yeah, punk rock, pink hair. He got tattoos and shit. And here we go. Another great Luke story. We did a tournament out in Montauk, out in the Hamptons. And we had like, I don't know, 100 people, 50 people did a tournament. And I invited a couple of my boys, this guy John and them that are members of Sabonic, right? So this is midsummer New York. And we're doing like a Saturday at the Montauk golf course. And it's public. You can wear whatever. And then the next day we're playing Sabonic. So he hits me. It's like me and Luke are going to meet him and, his dad, whoever the fuck at the Sabonic. And so he hits me up that night after he had met Luke. He said, I it's kind of awkward, but I got to ask you a favor. I said, "What's up?" He said, "Do you think you could have Luke take that black fingernail polish off before he comes to Sabonic on Sunday morning?" and then, so I said, yeah, that's no problem. So I called Luke. I go, dude, you got to fucking go get some fingernail polish remover and get that shit off your nails, bro. You look at fucking 2 9-inch nails on them out there, too emo. You're going to freak them out at Symphonic on a Sunday. And I said,
Man.
and also, could you wear a long sleeve shirt? So he only had a cashmere long sleeve
Oh my
sweater
God.
in the middle of summer. So my boy
In
played
the
golf
Hamptons.
in the Hamptons. He played golf 18 holes, just fucking
And,
sweating, pouring
and y'all
sweat.
walked. Y'all had to
Yeah,
walk, right?
walking with the caddy.
Oh
Yeah, he was
man.
dying.
Oh, I feel bad for my man Luke. They told him to change his nail polish.
His fucking black nails were too fucking emo. They were like, and he didn't want to ask the question either. But it's funny how the golf world is, and something like, a dude having fucking painted fingernails at a golf course could like ruffle everything up. It could fuck
Right.
everything up. Just something so simple on a Sunday morning, like the day Jason had teed off at the Sentry. They said, wow, there's Jason Day and his pants, because he's wearing like baggier pants. They're not even nuts. They're not even like,
Yeah.
raver fucking pants. Like there's if you see the new Fear of God collection and all that shit, like Jerry went fucking crazy baggy with what they're making. And that's the whole, like, Business of Fashion magazine the other day wrote an article all about BPE, big pant energy, and like how young people want to wear big baggy ass pants. That's boys and
Yeah.
girls, right? It's not
Yeah. My
about
daughter's wearing baggy pants like shit. They wearing my old pants. It seem like.
basically, right? So that's just the movement right now with what's happening. But we didn't even put them. We put them in some like, straight leg chinos.
Right. Right.
Just chinos. So the guy says, there's Jason Day. And for the rest of the round, we will label him Jason Day and his pants. And then the other host goes, man, that's a lot of fabric. Because he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to
Right.
say, so it's like, wow, that's a lot of fabric. And then, right after the round, Jason's texting me memes of him with like raver pants on, and this whole more fabric movement that's happening. But when the entire like golf Twitter and fucking golf world and every blog and every podcast in golf are all like talking about a 36-year-old man's fucking pants, it really makes you wonder what the fuck is going on, and then
Yeah.
I'm questioning, like, okay, obviously with what we've been doing and, me fucking with you and Q and all different stuff that like we've been doing and collaborations and being very aggressive at what we're doing, and not aggressive in a negative way, just aggressively being who we are and loving our friends and presenting something that looks different in golf. It's like, if those pants that Jason was wearing, if that was Vineyard Vines, Jim Nance's fucking company, no
You
one
want
would
the
have
same
said a
thing.
word. They wanted to have dissed it. They wanted to diss the announcers, dissed it. It wanted to have done that. So like, any press is good press type of shit, but it does make me
Right.
question a little bit of like, what do you guys really want?
Right.
You want young people, you want diversity, you want this, you want women to play, you want all this shit, but like, do you really?
It
If
sounds
you're
good.
gonna, it's just like sound bites so they can then be like, fuck that, let's go play with our homies.
Right.
Like, we don't really want
100%.
that shit,
At
we
all.
just had to say we wanted it. Liv like kind of started or something because they were bummed out on the way they get treated with the content. I think there was something in there that's like, it's like the PGA Tour. Like, I can't post on Malbon Golf Jason's promo clip of him playing in the American Express this weekend. So he's wearing our gear. He's promoting the tournament. You can only watch the tournament on ESPN or NBC or some shit, but I'm not allowed to put it on our Instagram because I'm not allowed to. It's like, well, wouldn't you think the more people who shared that content would drive
More
more
viewership.
people to watch it? So like Jason can
Right.
post it and he got 500,000, but like if we posted it and you posted it and you posted it and you posted it, but it's like, well, no, I can post it on my personal Instagram, but I can't post it on my Malbon Golf Instagram. It's like, but there's more
Right.
followers on that one. And at the end of the day, you should want everybody and their mother to post that motherfucker because there's only one place to watch it. So there's no way posting content of a PGA player is going to take eyeballs away from watching it on TV. It could only
Right.
drive people to watch it on TV. A little snippet here and there, that ain't going to fulfill what you're looking for. You want to watch people down and coming in on Sunday trying to win the tournament or whatever. But I think it's cool. I think this podcast is cool, what we've been doing, and just questioning some of the stuff, what's going on. Like, it's like lame. The shit gets tiring sometimes when like people say they want one thing and do they really? You know, it's like
Right.
you're just fucking
100%.
saying that shit, right?
Yeah, that's my only thing. Don't out here saying it to be saying it. Cause like I've had conversations with dudes on a course and, you know, especially like men only courses and stuff like that. And cause I got 4 girls and a lot of the conversations is like, oh no, we want women to play. We want we want the kids. We want this is like, okay, but you're a member at an all men's course. So do you really want that? Or like, do you, oh no, this is just my safe haven. This is how I get away. It's just like, okay, but it's not weird to you, bro. Like, I don't know. Like for me, it's very, this golf space is a very old white space and don't want to change. And when you see a guy like even Jason Day, who's walking in with just a whole new kit and they don't even want to accept it. They don't even want to see it. They don't want to accept it. They want to make fun of it. They want to tarnish it and break it down. But I guarantee if it was FootJoy, they wouldn't say anything. If it was Uniqlo and Adam Scott, they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Adam Scott is a big dude. His pants aren't just always as tailored as people see him on TV. Like I've seen this guy in person, but y'all don't say nothing about him because he's the typical golfer that they love to see. And then nothing against him. It's just it is what it is.
And it's the brand too. Like Uniqlo hasn't made people feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I
Right.
think, it, you know, like I said, like Vineyard Vine, some Martha's Vineyard fucking inspired, you know, pastels and khakis with all over prints. And they make a pant probably very similar. So does Ralph, than that pant that, you know, had everybody fucking stirred up. But the cool thing is with Jason is like, he knows what's going on. And he's like, dude, I could give a fuck what someone says about my pants. Like,
Right.
he's a very, you know, spiritual dude. He's into his health. He's into his wellness. He's got 5 kids, a lovely wife that just had a new baby, you know, plenty of money in the bank, lives in Ohio. He's like, I don't care what y'all say about my pants. Like, he does care though when everyone's like, well, Malbon's just streetwear or skateboarding or hip hop or whatever, but it's not fashion. I mean, but it's not performance. And he went out and shot a little 24 under or whatever, top 10 finish at the Sentry. It's like, it's not the polo, you know, it's not the polo. And even dressing him, it was like the original talks were like, I said, like in the summertime when you're training at your house in Ohio, what do you wear when you're golfing at the house, when you're practicing? Because he has the facility in his yard or some shit out here.
Yeah. Shit's
He said-
incredible, that barn.
You went.
No, I haven't been. I've seen pictures of, I think it was like Golf Digest magazine or something. They did a spread on him in his gym and stuff. And that shit looks incredible.
And he's a big fan. He told me, and like you said, y'all are friends, but obviously that's that Ohio connect.
Oh yeah.
Right? You linked with
For
him
sure.
when you were with the Cavs?
Yeah, he used to come to the Cavs games, him and his wife. I hate to say it, Brian ran into his wife one day. And she had to go she pulled her out on a stretcher and everything, man. It was bad news, bro. Yeah, it was bad. I felt so bad. And Brian did too. But it was just like the one time, like for me, there's very few people that I like, you know, I get a little rise out of coming to the games. So when I see JT on the baseline, him and his dad, I'm just like, oh shit. I see Brooks over there sitting to the court. I'm like, oh shit. I see J Day. I'm like, oh damn. I see rappers and entertainers and all these other people all the time. So it's just like, oh, okay, what's up, bro? Like, you know, when I see them, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I gotta get it. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. We hit it off immediately. Like, I met him after the game one day and just started. I don't think he was realizing how into the game I was and asking him questions and trying to get better. Then I got a chance to caddy for him at what is that, Firestone, when they had the Bridgestone there. So I got a caddy for him for 9 holes, and I learned so much. Not only that the bags are fucking heavy as shit, but just like so much about the game, learning how to visualize shots and stuff like that. And like he was the first person that I've ever met that literally closes their eyes before every shot and visualizes his swing in the shot and then steps into it. And I just took and that right there. I took that immediately and just started implementing that for me, and then just started changing my game overnight. So I'm just like, oh man. So we stayed close. He's cool as hell. But it's funny because again, like he's very, like you said, he was very performance where he was whenever I seen him, he always had like some drive fit, tech fit, you know, dope ass kicks on and shit like that. So when I seen him move, I'm just like, huh, I wouldn't have picked him. I wouldn't have picked him to be like that person in the brand. But then when I see him in it, I'm just like, that's perfect. It works.
Yeah. He's so going to, I'm like, what do you wear in the summer when it's hot when you practice golf? He's like, I wear running shorts and I wear a t-shirt, baggy, because I don't want to be restricted. Okay, great. What do you wear when you're training at the crib in the winter? I wear oversized sweatpants and I wear oversized hoodie or crew necks, oversized so I'm not restricted. And it's like, let's just take that right onto the fucking course. You know, and then he starts trying shit on and he's like, at first I'm thinking like, I think he's going to say like, these pants I love these pants and I'll wear them after golf. But like, this isn't performance. You know, I'm fucking Jason Day. I'm former world #1. Like I'm a performance dude. He's like, do these come baggier? Like I'm wearing a belt, mate. Like the looser fit, the better in his idea. Because again, it goes back to a logical thing. It's like, when he's practicing in the backyard, he's wearing oversized sweatsuits and hitting balls for 8 hours straight in a sweatsuit because it's cold. Yeah. He's comfortable, you know, and it goes to like my brain on like, you know, Malto and Costin and all those type of people. Like big pants became famous in fashion in the rave world, probably, et cetera, et cetera. Like all that came from skateboarding. But if you're, you know, if you're going flying fast as shit on a skateboard off a bunch of fucking stairs, you need your legs to be able to pull your knees up high so the skateboard has time to flip and do whatever the fuck, right? So the last thing you could do, the last thing those skater kids wanted to do was be restricted and wear some tight pants that you can't move in. You know, and even Jason on like interviews and stuff, he's like, I don't think it's helps my golf swing wearing really tight clothes. Like it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, Jason's the best. His foundation is why he's just like cool as shit. And he's just like a very, very, very normal dude. He's not, in my opinion, like a golfer, right? He's just a really normal, great dude that happens to be really, really, really good at golf. And because of things that happened in his life, he had to figure out at a young age, like how to make money. And he figured it out. You know, he figured it out.
He stopped with what TaylorMade a couple of years ago, right? So now he's just like he's unsigned and just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's a mixed bag. He's like I like that too, where it's like I think he's got like a ping. I mean, he's got a ping driver. Then he's got TaylorMade irons, Titleist Vokey wedges, and a old Spider putter. But yeah, it's like, you know, whatever they're going to offer him. I mean, look, Jason got $100 million from Nike, right? So like there's a hundo, and then he's made over $50 million playing on the tour, let alone his NetJets deal. He was on Lexus and like he's had some other money opportunities. He also has a smart business advisor guy. So he's doing investments. He's doing different things to set him and his kids up for the future. They live in Ohio. You know, he's not driving Rolls Royces and shit, right? Like he's on a
Right.
different wave of like being comfortable and not needing to be too like try hard or any of that stuff. So like
I love it.
somebody's
He's very Tin Cupish because he's what drives his bus to every tournament, right?
yeah, he drives it. He stays in that fucking bus. I think with the equipment, it's like someone wants to throw you a bone, and then you gotta one be in their content, two you gotta switch. So like
You gotta make sure that shit work.
yeah, if you're fucking playing the stealth one, and then you got to switch to the stealth two, and then you got to switch to the QI 35 or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, buddy, I'm trying to win tournaments over here. I'm not trying to switch equipment every 10 months just to be a marketing engine, and you're gonna throw me some small bone. If I just play what clubs I want and I just focus in and lock in, and I can play Ping, Mizuno, Titleist, TaylorMade all together, shit. Win one tournament, you're going to get way more than you would have got from that bag. So I think those bags help when it's like someone younger, Min Woo
Right.
Lee, etc., who has to wear like the Callaway hat with the Lululemon. But like Callaway's been taking care of Min Woo for the last few years. And as he goes on to tour, he keeps it going. And like, you know, if you get sponsored at a certain age where you're like, you know, that's all you ever played was Titleist or TaylorMade. It's like not hard, like Justin Thomas and those dudes, Jordan Spieth. They've been on
Right.
Titleist forever, I think. So
Since they
Jason,
were literally 6 years old.
yeah, and Jason's been on tour. I think this is his 17th year. So like, he's hit a lot of different clubs. You know, even fashion.
Right.
When he came on the scene, they were wearing baggy shit. Then it went
Mhm.
to workout shit. Then it went to like
That's when he had the hair.
yeah, hair,
I
baggy
remember that.
shirts. And then it turned lately into just like less fabric, right? Very tight fitting, not wasting any fabric.
Thin,
Yeah. Thin
sweat
materials
resistant,
and,
water
and
resistance.
almost clinging materials that cling to your body, you know, and that shit isn't flattering to like you're tall and you're thin. You can wear, you know, really tight polo and long tight pants and that shit might look right. But if I wear it, I'm looking nuts. My body too damn lumpy in the middle. It ain't not gonna work, JR. It's not working.
I'm looking nuts.
I'm looking fucked up. I ain't putting it on. I wear a fucking hoodie over that shit just to get a little room. I hate wearing tight ass fucking polos, dude. It, like the way it like shapes my fucking body out is crazy. Like I was even talking to someone the other day. It's like guy like Tony Finau, right? When they put him in
Tony.
that tight ass Nike shirt, you know, like Tony's like fucking Samoan or something. Like his body
Yeah.
isn't quite the same as others,
Nah.
and like Tony with no shirt on would look more flattering than Tony with the shirt on. The shirt just makes it look worse. You know what I mean? Like if he's on the beach, he looking fine. No shirt, no big deal. Body looks fine. As soon as you put that shirt on, it's like a magnifying glass. Starts ripping in on his tits and fucking love handle starts popping up and shit. Yeah, too much work just to, and imagine, I mean, I can't imagine playing in clothes that fucking tight. But, you know, like I said, if it's Tom Brady, that's looks right on him. But that shit ain't
Right.
gonna look right on fucking Tom Kim. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or Patrick
For
Reed.
sure.
Patrick Reed can't dress in the same
No
thing that
chance.
motherfucking DJ and Brooks are wearing. And,
No
and with
chance.
Nike, they give them the same kit because that's what's for sale at Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's what they have to
Right.
wear. And, you know, Jason said some shit he remembers over his career where he would literally walk on the first hole and look and see like 3 other dudes on Nike wearing the exact same outfit as him. So he's excited, man. We did one commercial to launch it. We already did another commercial. This is his second tournament. I mean, they're like, you
That's
know,
dope.
you're going to just only script him for the majors, right? I'm like, nah, I think we'll just script him every week. like we'll help every week. We got one horse in the race. Fuck it.
Right, right.
I'm excited. You know, I'm a fan of his,
Oh,
a fan
yeah.
of golf. But he's very you know, he wants to wear shit a certain way. We send him a ton of stuff. He says, I love this. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll make sure this, and this is net jets on the back of it. Your hats are right. He goes in between a nylon and a canvas dad hat. So we'll see. Hopefully he plays well. And What's going on over there? What's up with your college golf career?
Man, I got some tournaments coming up, and I got what, 5 coming up this semester, and I gotta get my game right. I'm looking for the schedule so I can
What's holding you back with your game right now?
putting. I would say. I mean, obviously you can hit more fairways, but it's all short game, getting up and down, figuring out not. I've gotten to the point to where I don't lose balls. So I'm happy about that. I don't hit it out of bounds. I'm not like just spraying it. It's literally 5, 10 years off, right? 5, 10 years off left. And I mean, obviously you want to dial it in, but you know, when you're playing competition golf and you're playing for a score, you got to take doubles off the card. So for me, that's like my biggest thing. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully 7, depending on if I make the conference championship and the PGA works. But we got RC was it Arcus Invitational, World Golf Village, Aggie Invitational, Southern Invitational, and Irish Creek Invitational. So
And
I got some
can
tournaments
people
coming
pull up?
up.
Can
Yeah,
people
people can
pull
pull
up
up.
and watch? Oh, that's
Yeah, people
sick.
can pull
Do
up and
they?
watch.
Do they? You got fans showing up?
I had at my first tournament, I had a small little gallery following me, which was like I thought it was gonna be like more scary than what it was. It was actually dope because I felt like I was way more locked in. I knew I had people watching, and I wanted to do really well, opposed to like just going out there. Nobody's out there. You just spraying it everywhere. You throw up a 95 and just like, well, you know.
Yeah,
So I like when people come, man. It's dope, especially when like old guys or old girls from the school or like alumni and whatnot. When they pull up, it's the time because they're really cheering for you. You know, some people just come and pull up just to see you fail. And when I see them pull up and they got the Aggie shirts on and stuff and they chanting, it gives me a lot of pride and joy in that.
how
So,
does it work? So you play no matter what. You have to make a cut. What?
and
How's it work with the team?
so with the team right now, we got 7 dudes. We had 8. One just left. He transferred. But yeah, I got to beat out 2 guys to get to the even in the top 5, or play as an individual and bring like in the school bring like a 6. But even then, you still got to battle it out to play as an individual. So
And
I got
how
to
does it battle
qualify.
out? It qualifies what? Everybody goes play and the top 5 scores go, or is it off based off of like accumulated scores over the last few months or something?
No,
How does it?
no. The first week we'll have qualifiers. Then we'll go from whoever has the top score. Obviously, we'll go in, but then it's based off of how you perform as well in the tournament. So if you play well in the tournament, and you like obviously leaps ahead of your second place person on your team, then you're going to be the number 1 guy for the next tournament 9 times out of 10. So you probably like skip. You get a qualifier exemption in college. For me, I'm nowhere near that, so I gotta battle it out every week.
The top guys are shooting what? 67 or
69,
70,
60,
69? Yeah,
yeah, 68, 69s, 70s.
70. That's all good.
The
Yeah.
fifth man is probably like 75, 76. And that's like, 75, 76 in your sleep is a hard thing to do. It's not
Yeah.
easy.
No, and you
It's
never
not
played
easy.
the course before. You're
You're
playing.
putting it out, like
Yeah.
everything.
Well, it's just with golf, it's so easy to get a fucking double bogey, right?
So easy.
Like I played Riv yesterday with some SC kids. They play on the team, and like when you get to the level that like your game is or my game, like anything can happen. But like it was 18. We were running it. I made like the last 5 holes. I made like a birdie or 2. I was on coming in great. 18. I hit the drive a little low on the face, a little scabby. It barely made it over that big ass trench at Riff, and it
Yeah.
rolled, and it didn't roll that far. So I had 215 in, and I'm in a match, and this shit's pressing and whatever, and I fucking top the 2 iron on 18 at Riviera, and I was already all zenned out. Like, Ben Hogan hit this fucking shot. I'm getting ready to
Right.
fucking hit him. I had it all figured out what the fuck I was gonna do. I
I already know what you
visualized
said.
it. I
How do you
was
know what you
so
said?
on. I topped
I'm
that
had a little chippy
motherfucker.
2-iron.
Yeah, I was
I
on.
already
I was
know what you
talking
said.
shit. I was fucking those dudes up. I had already they pressed with 2 holes to go because we had already closed out 2 bets, and this was the 3rd bet of just 17 and 18. And I had a stroke on 18. I topped the fucking 2-iron. It goes running down and right and gets into the wet rough on the right hand side. I had 115 out. So again, I'm still in it, right? I'm gonna hit the full gap wedge.
And it's
I hit
uphill,
the
right?
uphill, whatever. I had like 105 or something. So I grabbed the gap wedge. I'm just going to hit it. I hit that motherfucker fat. Good, 10, 15 yards short of the green. Chip it up, miss the putt. Double. They make par. I lose. Damn. I mean, it's like I'm right there. And that is,
And all you
it's
get a
hard.
shot. All you got to do is make par.
Fucking, all I had to do is not get a double. And I got a fucking double.
That's the thing about golf, man. Because when you can look and see like, all right, all I got to do is just not get up and down, and I'm good. Driver, I didn't hit it as good as I wanted to, but I'm off to a little to the right.
We're in
Hit
it
a little
still.
iron. We're still in it though. We're still in it. I didn't hit my best iron shot. I'm in the bunker, but then you fly it over the bunker or over the green from the bunker or stay in the bunker, and it's just like, bro, all right, man.
It's fucking tough. It's a tough game.
Especially
And
after you've been practicing 4 hours.
yeah, and when you're in those tournaments and doing all that, like, it's shocking at how intense the tour players are. Where like I played golf last week with the Wave God, Willie Wilcox came out, we played 2 or 3 days out in Northern California. And he had just come from caddying with Sung Jae. Willie caddies for Sung Jae, and they just had played in the Sentry, and they broke the PGA record of the most birdies in 4 days. So I don't know the exact number, but like he basically birdied every other hole for fucking 4 days straight. And just think of that, like I missed the 5-footer for bogey to push. But it was Riv and it was sliding, and they say Riv's the hardest 5-foot putts on all the tour. For the pros have the hardest time making the 5-footers at Riv than any other course on the schedule. But for Sung Jae and Willie to lock in, Willie said Sung Jae got a new putter. He switched to some new fucking the big Scotty Cameron, the fucking spaceship looking one. With the big weights in the background, a big mallet, crazy looking Scotty Cameron joint. I think he switched to that. He said he just started making putts. Like in the practice round, he started pouring them in, and it just never fucking stopped. Just made putts for 4 days straight. Never really missed any putts, and then broke the record of birdies. So like when you're doing that tournament at school, it's very hard to keep your attention for fucking 18 holes, right? And not slip up. I remember going back, and for anybody out here listening, like if you want to break 80 at golf, you just have to play 6 3-hole matches with yourself. And if you could be 1 over in 3 holes, those 3 holes are done. Then you start the next 3 holes, then the next 3 holes. And if you shoot 1 over every 3 holes, you shoot 6 over for the round, and that's a 78. But like if you start thinking, oh, I'm gonna shoot 78, it's fucking very hard to do it. So it's like, just 3 holes, I can like set my energy and I can like grind hard as fuck on those 3 holes. And then it's like, that shit's over. Now the next 3 holes. And if you get to start off on the next 3 and you get a birdie, it's like, oh shit. If I can just par the next 2 fucking holes, now I'm 2 ahead of my goal, right? So if you 1 over on the first 3, 1 under on the second 3, that's what, just thinking out loud, like tricking yourself to stay in it and not get carried away. And I think it's like similar to fucking life, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't, in 10 years from now, I'm going to be doing this. It's like, for the next 3 months, I'm going to do my best at doing this. And, my mom told me once that if, you have a good couple hours, then you'll have a good day. If you have a lot of good days in a row, you had a good week. You have a lot of good weeks in a row, you had a good year. You have a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
years in a row, you had a good fucking life. You know,
Damn
but if
right.
you're just like, I want to have a good life, it's like, whoa, buddy, let's pull
Let's
that
slow
back a
down.
little bit. You get overwhelmed thinking about what a good life is.
You start thinking when you sick. You start thinking about being 60 when you 35. I'm like, nah, brother.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I literally just I had a conversation with one of my tutors about that the other day, and my goal for this year, I want to take it by quarters, take the whole year by quarters, and this goes from the way I eat, the way I wake up, the way I spend money, the what I spend my money on, how much time I spend with my kids, how much time I don't spend with my kid, like everything by a quarter. Like start off with the month, plan out week, because I've never been a planner. I hate planning week to week. I hate looking at the calendar like, damn, I gotta go here or damn, I gotta go there. And I look at the shit and it's just like, I'm too fucking busy. And then but when things just roll up on you and you start missing things and you already gave your word to, and you're only as good as your word, and it shit just like just piles up on you, and you get it before you know it's a snowball effect. This little thing that starts like this turns into this big ass fucking snow mountain rolling down the hill, and you can't get behind it because you don't have the preparation to see what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for me, that's one thing I want to do better this year than I did any year that I've been here on this planet is take it quarter by quarter. And I didn't realize how many. I was talking to my business manager actually, and I didn't realize how many people live on a quarterly basis. And not necessarily that they financially don't have it or financially do have it. It's just to discipline yourself to understand where you want to go and what your goals are and how to achieve those goals. And for me, it's like I've always put my energy and effort into my goals, like full fledged is put all my time into it. And that's not, I don't think that's good at either because you get too consumed with something that may not be the most important thing to you or that's
Yeah.
important in just in general.
Or for you,
So,
yeah.
or for you. So I'm just trying to, for me, that's like my biggest thing on New Year.
I stopped drinking years back, and
I'm gonna drink for you. Don't worry about it.
yeah, exactly. You drink for me, but the thing of like, if I were to tell you right now, I'll never drink again, I probably need a fucking scotch just to deal with the anxiety of such a statement. You know, like I need a drink if I tell you I'll never drink. Then I'm like, God damn, I need a
Yo,
drink. That was heavy. That was a weird fucking feeling I just had. But if it's just, you know, day to day and fuck whatever, like I know for sure I'm not drinking today. It's very
right,
easy. It's just today. Like, it's easy. It's no big deal. It's fucking, I don't, I ain't even thinking about that shit. But if I were to think about it, it's like, well, I could easily not drink today, and
right,
next thing you know, you look back, it's like, wow, it's been a year. It's been 5 years. It's been whatever. And that no drinking shit is interesting where, like, you know, the two people who won the first two tournaments of the year are both publicly alcoholics that were fighting with depression and that were fighting with alcohol and this, that, the other, and spoke about such things and all that. Get sober. The dude who won last week, my boy, what's his name? Grayson or something.
yeah,
Um, they say he was a fucking mess. He wrecked the scooter all lit up somewhere and almost died or some shit on the scooter wilding in Bahamas or wherever the fuck he was at as a pro golfer. The other guy, Chris Kirk, he's been very public with it. But it's interesting when, being an addict, it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. So like when
right,
you
right,
go from being an addictive personality and you switch one addiction to the next, so whether that's me, it's like I'm addicted to like being as present I can be with my kids and being the best, husband I can possibly be, being the best partner and designer and executive of our company. And I'm obsessed with being the best golfer I can be, right? And so it's like,
right,
those dudes, it's like, well, fuck, I'm not going to drink anymore. But now they're practicing 10 hours a day. They're waking up clear and they're going right back to the fucking range. So, you know, it's like these dudes have been missing cuts and scrambling and, you know, 60th on the tour and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Go 8-9 months not drinking and just switch that addiction to just golfing. It's like, bam, these motherfuckers just won, you know, and it's an amazing thought of like, if you're doing bad things that are not bad, but like not the best you, and you switch, like you're saying, like you go on a year and planning and a year at a time. If you just pull it back a bit and you just go quarter to quarter, and you know, like you said, you're gonna spend the time with your kids, you're gonna do your finances right, you're gonna exercise, you're gonna study, you're gonna do your schoolwork, you're gonna work on your golf, you're gonna work on your relationships. It's like you look back in a year and be like, that was a great fucking year. Right. It's inevitable. It just happens. You can't. But again, if it's like this year, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it's like, fuck, you're going to have a fucking anxiety attack thinking about all that shit. Just take it easy. And
by day 5, you out of it.
Yeah.
You're back
like
drinking, back smoking, you're back partying, and everything else is back.
Exactly. I was in Florida with the kids. And it was New Year's Day, and we were in Palm Beach, and they wanted to get ice cream. So we called all the fucking ice cream stores, and they were all closed on New Year's Day, you know. And Luciano, he's a smart little motherfucker. He said, well, I know what it is. And I said, what? He said, well, New Year's Eve, everybody made the new resolution. They're not going to eat sweets. So they won't be open today. He said, but I guarantee you they'll be open by the 3rd of January. 2-3 days, people will be eating ice cream again. So he thought the ice cream store was closed on New Year's Day because everybody at midnight says, I'm not going to eat ice cream, you know?
That's a good one, though. That's a good thought, though. That's a good ass thought.
All the candy stores and fucking all the vices are all closed on New Year's Day. And that's just because people gave it up, but they'll be back in a week. That motherfucker will be rocking, slinging that soft serve.
For sure. That's one thing about me, man. I realized that like almost a month or two ago, really. Because I know we play, we smoke, we chill, hang, kick it, whatever. And I realized for me, it's not beneficial when I smoke and play golf. Like I can't play at the level that I want to play at and smoke at the same time. It's impossible.
Difficulty wise, it's a lot fucking easier to putt consistently and chip consistently and pick your clubs consistently, properly, if you're not fucking, you know, on that loud pack. It's fucking hard. It's hard, dude.
On that viola pack.
yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's a time and a place, but guaranteed, you're trying to fucking score. And the thing is, when I used to smoke a lot of weed, I would fucking walk up to the putting green or to a putt. I have a birdie putt. I walk up and look at that motherfucker and be like, it's breaking right to left. And then I go stand behind the ball. I start hallucinating, seeing it breaking left to right. And then I trust the weed fucking hallucination and putt that motherfucker a ball out left, knowing damn well it was going to go the opposite, and putt it and miss the hole by 2 cups. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Not only miss the hole by 2 cups, but blow it by 5 feet. Like,
yeah, and then it's like, what the fuck did I just do that
I got
for?
another 5-footer coming back left to right. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a fucking good one. So what about AT&T week? You and wife are coming?
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
So we're going to do, I've got it all set up. We're going to do the preserve on Tuesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday. Monday, we're doing the preserve with this Adidas project we're doing. So a lot of the homies are coming. A lot of people been on the pod before, and Miles and Jordan are going to come and film at the preserve with like you playing, me playing, everybody playing around at the preserve, some of the guests, etc. Adidas has Brandon Wu, Terrell, what's his name, Colin. All of their pro players that'll be in the AT&T are going to come up there. They're going to chip, putt, play a couple holes, whatever. We're not really doing it as like a proper tournament. We're just going to do a celebration in golf and everybody just fun. So you could pair up. You could play 9 holes with this group, 9 holes with that group. The next 9 holes, we could do 27. We could play 36. We could just rip it. We got the whole preserve, which is kind of the first time they've ever let anyone do it. So that'll be fun. There's like 50 of us or so. And then the next morning, we're going to play. I got a few tee times early, so it's a smaller group, but 2, 3 foursomes, we'll all go out and play. And then after that, we're going to set up the podcast down at our shop in Carmel. We try to get Jason Day on the show. We're going to get Q, Q-Wop, everybody. For the record, we did do an interview with Schoolboy Q. We had Q on how many months ago?
Bro, he was one of the first episodes. Like this was literally like 8, 9 months ago.
Yeah, he was talking about, my album's coming out soon, but just let me give the thumbs up that my album's ready before you drop this, right? So like 9 months fucking later, the album's still not done. It's ready now though. So he said he's done. He's coming up to Carmel. He's playing golf. We'll redo the pod, modernize that. And we'll get Jason through, try to get maybe Colin, some of those guys. I'm thinking to try to get Sean Foley, the golf thing, and take it easy. AT&T week, go watch some golf down there on the water at Pebble. They're doing Pebble and Spyglass only this year. They bumped Monterey Peninsula out, so I kind of appreciate that. Yeah, it's hard when there's 3 courses. Like I'm about to go right now, and it's like Jason's playing on one course in the desert, and then over here's my other homie, and over here's my other homie. It's like, damn, I just want to go on the range and see everybody. But when there's 3 different courses, 3 different ranges, 3 different crowds, you almost feel like it's never crowded, because everyone's sprinkled between all 3 courses. So Pebble will be cool, and then we rock a couple out there. And then obviously we're going to meet up with Top Golf at, shout out to Top Golf. We're going to go do the pod Super Bowl week, and LIV has a tournament going on at the same time. So we're definitely going to brew up some shit.
Speaking of LIV, I got a question for you. Do you feel, because I didn't feel like this at first, but when it came out, one of our boys pointed out, he's like, oh, he's backpedaling. He wish he took the money. Rory.
I think what he said was honest, that like he felt his opinion in his financial situation was the only one that mattered or something. And he said, I think he said that not everybody's in the same boat as me and Tiger, right? Like y'all got millions of fucking dollars. You're towards the end of your career. You've already won a bunch of majors. You've done this, that, and the other. Of course, you're cool to not take the bag, right? But at the end of the day, like, how you going to speak for Brooks Koepka, who was injured, missing fucking cuts? He's fearful, man. I might never fucking win again. I might never win again on this shit. And if someone's throwing me a huge bag of money, and then also obviously whatever the fuck Rory was saying a year ago, that was before the commissioner just wanted a little low. Hey, we're going to go ahead and merge and do a deal with the blood money, the bad guys. Don't fuck with the bad guy. Don't fuck with the bad guy. And then your boss is fucking with the bad guy. It's like, damn. Why the fuck was I loyal? I mean, you got to think they're thinking that, right? Like people, like even Tony Finau, everybody was rumored out. Even that poor guy at the last tournament, where they did the couple. I mean, I just saw you, right? The Lydia Ko and Jason Day won that tournament down there in Florida. But I heard from Tony and them that like there were fans coming up to Tony being like, you're taking the blood money, fucking yelling at him and like being like psychos, dude. Because there was a rumor he was leaving to go to LIV, so it's still there. But if Tony did go, I think he wouldn't get the backlash that Phil got. Right? Like it's over. Phil fucking took a hit for everybody. And like on one side, he made it acceptable to go a little bit more than it was when he went. And then also he got the money and the prizes went up substantially on the tour, right? A rookie, I heard the rookies maybe the rookies, they get $500,000 a year from the tour, whether they, maybe make a cut or not. Yeah, like they get a salary. No matter what, they get money to be able to move around and have a chance to compete against
Right.
the top 20 or whatever, so they can have a trainer and they can get their flights and they can pay their caddy and like they can actually make a living golfing. None of that stuff wanted to happen if Phil walks so all these other dudes can run. And then I think
Right.
it's just, I don't really think that he's thinking that Rory's thinking like I should have took the money because he's got so much fucking money. I think he's just thinking like maybe I was a bit harsh on these dudes. I gotta
Right.
put, what if like Harold Varner? It's like my man wanted to change his situation, not only for him, for his mom and dad, his brothers, his cousins,
Right.
his kids, his grandkids, to be like, not everybody has
That's
the chance to turn down $100 million
right.
check.
Actually, I was talking to Clark. He brought a DJ, and he was like, and people were still kind of like blasting him or whatever. He was like, Jerry, you got to realize, DJ and AJ, they're poor kids from South Carolina. They didn't have a lot. They didn't grow up with a silver spoon or a gold spoon and everything else. Like they got families. Everybody who, just because they're very talented, that doesn't mean they didn't come from anywhere. They came from somewhere. Everybody didn't come from a country club and my dad was a golf pro. And, some guys have terrible backstories. Well, not terrible, but like backstories that isn't as pretty as some of these other guys who just grew up in the game and just are allowed to flourish at the top. Some guys had to grind it out and come, drive into tournaments and doing X, Y, and Z. So for me, looking at it, like if I can remember my mom and my dad taking me to biddy league practice and since I was 3 years old to time I was 13, and then from then I went from high school and they taking me to this tournament and that tournament. And somebody comes to offer me a $250 million check, I'm thinking about all of those times that this was the case. Like, what do you mean? I will never, like, my family will be forever set in etched in stone. Like, don't get me wrong. And for me, I get wrapped up into it because a lot of athletes in general, not just golfers, will sell themselves to this major, whether it be leagues, NBA, NFL, or whatever else, and forget a whole lot of the backgrounds and stomping grounds where you came from, where you paid wage through. So now you legislate these new rules in the game. It's like the high school rule. It's like a bunch of high school guys signed off for like, yeah, we don't worry about it. Nobody got to come after us. It's like, yo, bro, what you mean? Like so many people went through the whipping post and everything else for us to be able to come out of high school and be able to go pro and be able to do what we want to do. Now you just because you're up here now you're just gonna say, nah, we can lift that. Nah, they don't worry about it. Like, bro, what about you 5 years ago? If that was you, then you got to go to college, then you get hurt, and then you don't even make the league.
It's tough. It's hard when
tough.
people if I'm, I can hardly make decisions for myself and know what I'm doing is the right thing. How in the hell am I going to try to make a decision for another grown man? It's
Right.
like you can't tell people what to do. Everybody's on their
No,
own
sir.
journey, you know what I mean? And what is right for you may be wrong for someone else, and what's right for someone else might be wrong for you. But I think that was Rory's that's what I took out of it, was just like, damn, now that I look back at it, and also he can say that now because the tour's doing a deal or trying to do a deal at the minimum. So it's like, all right, fuck, I think he got they put him in an awkward place too with Rory, and he's so emotional and he's so opinionated, and he's telling it. It's like, dude, let people do whatever the fuck they want as long as it's not hurting somebody.
I'm about to say, you're not
It's
killing
just do
nobody.
what you want, And
They're
then they're
playing
gonna
golf
say
at the end of the day.
well, they're taking blood money, this, that, and the other, da 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 da. It's like, well, so is every single gas station in America. So like all those F-150s ripping around America are buying Saudi oil, and we're over here doing billion-dollar deals with the Saudi government, the U.S. government working with the Saudi government and XYZ. They look past the point that they're bad to people, that they don't let women do this, that they kill journalists or whatever the fuck they're doing, you know? And I'm not saying it's good stuff. I'm just saying that, damn, you know, it's like, so the U.S. government can do billion-dollar business deals with Saudi and we can get in all types of weird, deep shit with them. But Dustin Johnson can't take the bag of money to help him and his fucking brother from the slums of South Carolina. Like, fuck, that's kind of a harsh, you know, and that's what Rory was doing. So when he looks back, he's probably like, yeah, I get it. Well, good catching up with you, man.
Always, brother. It's always a pleasure. I see that mic right there. Is there something to that mic?
We got a little project coming out with Tag. We got a project coming out with Tag, a little golf watch I got coming your way. I was gonna get you one of these, but I know you've been wearing them fucking diamond face rollies and all that. I don't know if you rocking the Tag. You know?
I'm rocking the Tag.
If you want the Tag speaker, we got a fucking sponsored speakers and shit over here,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie,
podcast. Bro. I got a quick story about this Tag situation, man. We are in Charlotte, me and my lady, bro. We in the mall. She was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was like, I don't know, like just some polo t-shirts and drawers or whatever. I don't know. So we walk past this watch store, and of course I see Tommy Fleetwood on there. I'm like, oh damn, like that's a dope watch. So I go in the store, look at the watch, this and that, third. It's fucking amazing. It's dope. Man, she buys it for me for my birthday. I get it, use it probably like twice, maybe 3 times. I put it down somewhere and I haven't been able to find it since. And when I tell you, like, heartbroken. I'm so sick.
You used it playing golf?
I'm so sick. Yeah, it's a golf watch. It tracks your shots. It tracks like how far each club goes and everything. And I'm like, bro, no way. No way. And of course I gotta tell her I misplaced it, and she's not happy with me. But
you got a new one coming. It's green and yellow. It's Malboned up. We did a whole clothing collection and accessories and all that shit. The travel bag, golf bag, the Tag Malbon travel bag is just filthy.
See, that's what I need more than anything. My travel bag is beat the shit.
You using one of them fucking Sun Mountain fucking Dick's fucking Golf Galaxy specials. I got you one. We get
one of the hard cases and shit. We'll holler at my boy Luke.
Yeah,
Luke with the pink hair and black nails.
So that's it.
Pink hair and black nails is killing me.
Check it on Instagram. We'll go see out here how many jaws drop when that motherfucker walks on the range. We'll see y'all next week. Part 3 podcast and route.
Going.